Hello everybody and welcome to Greg's Vintage Workshop, where I'm working to restore history one piece at a time. Tonight we're going to be looking at the 1960, I think 61, Eico Model 315 signal generator that I purchased off of eBay a couple of weeks ago. In the first portion of this thing that I put out about a week or two ago, a couple of weeks ago, I did the unwrapping, and it was pretty disappointing to me because the shipper had, although packaged it well for the initial packing around the unit, they had not put it in a box. And as anybody that has shipped vintage electronics knows, you need to have it packaged well, you need to have it packaged tight in a first box, and then you need to put that box inside a much bigger box with packing around that if there's any hope for it to survive. And unfortunately for me, it didn't survive very well. The bezel was broken, the glass was broken, it was marred up. So with this part, which I'm going to call part 1, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. I'm going to restore it. I'm going to replace any bad resistors. I'm going to replace all the capacitors, lube up the pots and the rotary switches, and replace any bad tubes, etc., etc. I'll also repair the bezel and hopefully get some glass made for it. So without further ado, let's take a look at this old Eico 315. Okay, so good news is the seller gave me a complete refund without hesitation, without questioning or anything. I made this video, the original video, immediately after I received it, obviously, and made it private and sent him a copy of it, and he had already sent me a refund before I even got the video finished. I mean, I had it finished, but it wasn't rendered yet or uploaded to YouTube. But I had sent him the contact and told him that I had received the damage and that I was making an unpackaged video for him to see, so that we could see the extent together, because I hadn't been apart yet. And the video was actually rendering when I got his email back saying I issued you a refund. And that's fine. I went ahead and I sent him the link to the video anyway. Whether or not he watched it or not, I have no idea. I don't think he responded since then. It's a shame this glass has really scratched his face up quite a bit in here. Obviously the needle's bent. That's easily remedied though. I'm more concerned with anything else that may be broken inside of the signal generator, more so than the glass, although the glass is a big deal because I'm probably going to have to make a faceplate out of plexiglass unless I can figure out how I can drill a circle in glass. I've got some hole drills for glass, but I don't think I would have much luck trying to do it. So as you can see, I just got the glass out of there. I want to get this face off. I'm wondering, I'd kind of like to get the knobs off too, so I guess I could get them off first. That's a heavy box too. It's got some weight to it. Alright. So I need to take the nut, hold that, and then the nut off of that, and I should be sort of good to go. Alright, I'm going to hold that and get that nut off of that. Come on, baby. Don't be naughty. There you go. Alright, so there's that. Now, I need to get it off of this. Let's get something better in there to that nut than what I've got there, so let me get that done. Okay, so I moved this out of the way. I cut the wire because we're adding a new wire because we're going to put a B and C connector in there. Did the same thing on this side. I got that nut off and I got this nut off, so now we're ready to hopefully lift this off. Maybe. Yep. Okay. So now, get this out of the way. Set that back down. Go ahead and get the two old style, whatever the heck they're called, I don't remember. Get them twisted out of there because we're going to put B and C's back in place of them. And then I can take this and clean it up and put it on some flat granite and try and flatten it out where it's bent, because it's bent pretty good. Bent pretty good right here, bent pretty good right here, here, and of course here where the impact, all along that side where that impact occurred. So let me see what I can do. So here is that break on that faceplate. As you can see, it's a good clean break. I'm going to super glue this, and hopefully it'll hold. Hey, they show it on the commercial where they put a drop and it picks up a VW, right? So I'm hoping that'll hold it. And then I can do a little spot putty on it and sand it and repaint this thing. I actually have a local glass shop. I'm going to take it down and see if they can make a glass for it too. Alright, so we're going to do the main electrolytic first. It's two 10 microfarads at 450 volts, and it's right here. And if you look at it on the outside, it's right here. And I could restuff it, but there ain't no reason to restuff it. There's plenty of room down here, and this is not like it's some super high quality. It was kit, as you can see all the blue wiring in here. But I think what I'm going to do, I was looking to mount a terminal strip up here, like a 3 terminal strip. And then I decided, I looked down here, we got one down here. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull this one off. Get you guys more centered. Yeah, pull this one off and replace it with this one. Because I only need 4 terminals, the 2 for that and the 2 for these down here, and I think that'll be the cleanest way to do it. Use the mounting holes already there. So here's the 10s that I'm going to use. These are 500 volt, and there's a 0.5 microfarad here. At 460, I'm going to use this 0.47 in its place. So, and one below it too, I can't see what it is. No, it's 0.25. Okay, we'll have something for that. And then we got another paper cap up there, and 1, 2 down in there. So, I'm going to go ahead and get those swapped out. I'm not bothering to test those because even if they test okay, I wouldn't trust them for very long. So anything is paper cap, we're going to go ahead and change out. Okay, so here's what we got so far. This is the electrolytic, the 210 microfarad. I disconnected it. I put in the 5-terminal strip. I moved the 2 leads that go to the 210s from the basically the power supply tubes over to the terminal strip. There's the 2 electrolytics side by side on the terminal strip. I replaced the 2 capacitors. One was a 0.27. I had a 0.25, but it read 0.26, so there's a 0.26 in there. And then the one that was 0.5, I put in a 0.47. And then over here, this little one here, that is a 0.05 if I remember correctly. And then I've still got one here to replace, a 0.01. And then I've got one down in there. If you can see it, I don't know if the light's showing it. It's hidden underneath there. That's going to be kind of a bear. And then the one down there. And then that'll be it for the capacitors. There is a capacitor here. It looks like a mica. I don't know this mica without looking at it closer. Right here. The little one there is a 100 mmF. I checked it, it was right on the money. I've been checking resistors so far, they're all within tolerance. This one right here I still have to check. So I'll continue on and we'll come back. Okay, so I got this electrical restoration pretty much done. The only resistor I had to change was this one right here, this 1K that was measuring like 5.4K. And that was it. The rest of the resistors are all pretty much in spec. Replaced all of the capacitors, with the exception of this one domino cap here, this 0.01 domino cap. It's not a mica based on the markings, but it was exactly what it was supposed to be at 0.01. And this is an X2 safety cap, replacing the 0.01 that they had on there. For the across the line capacitor. I got a complete brand new line cord in here, wired in with my UL knot. Comes over this terminal strip here. I'm contemplating putting a fuse in here. I don't know if I have a fuse holder that I can mount right here, but I think I have some of those fuses that have the pigtails, and I might put a pigtail fuse, run it over here across and hook onto the line cord. I still have to double check that, I'm not sure. There's another cap right here, it's a different style, it's the little orange drop. That's one I put in there. That was very difficult to get in there. And then this one way down here, that was kind of hard to put in, but we managed it. I sprayed all the controls. So from an electrical standpoint, I think we're good to go. I'll probably throw the tubes in, which I tested, and they all tested good with the exception of the VR150 voltage regulator. I can't test that. I went ahead and ordered one just in case, but I think I'm going to go ahead and fire it up with what I got and just see what we get. Okay, so I stripped this thing down. Well, I didn't really strip it. I just sanded it. I sanded it all down to bare cast, which is this cast, and it's currently 34 degrees outside, which I know is too cold to be painting, but I want to get something done. I'm stopped on my son-in-law's radio, I'm stopped on this signal generator, all because of paint or staining or anything like that. So right now I've got it out in my garage. It says 34 degrees outside. I'm hoping it's maybe a degree or two warmer inside the garage, only because the sun's out and it's about 1:30 in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm hoping some of that sun's heat may have come through my asphalt shingles. And even if it did, it's probably up high. It's not going to be down low. But anyway, I just got through spraying, and I'm keeping the can in my side of my jacket to keep it warm. I just got through spraying some flat black primer on it, Rust-Oleum, and I gave it the first coat, and it does look like it's starting to flash off. I'm going to go ahead and give it a second coat, and that's where I'm going to leave it for the back side, because really that's what I'm painting here, is the back side. And then once it flashes off completely, I will probably go ahead and try and paint the front. Now, I didn't do any body work on this thing, which these castings were pretty rough. That's kind of why I sanded the paint off of it. I used, I think it was 120 and then went up to 340 and then finished with 400. Hopefully it won't have too bad of sanding scratches, but it was pretty rough. The casting was pretty rough, so I'm not trying to make it perfect. I'm just trying to bring it back to life. So hopefully that gets flashed off here in the next minute or two, and then I'll put a second coat on it and let it flash off from there. Okay, so I got the 2 coats on the back side and the sides. So now I'm ready to do 2 coats on the top. Like I said, you can see I got it completely down to bare metal, the bare metal casting. So any defects that are in there will still be in there. I wasn't trying to change it up. Here's that crack that I've got glued up, so hopefully I got enough in there and oozed out and sanded that it won't show the crack. It may not. Let me get some paint on it and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's 2 coats of the black primer, and I think I can coat this black primer immediately. I think it says. There it is. I give it 2 coats of semi-gloss black, and actually I think it turned out really nice. You can't tell where it was broken, and it looks good. Here's the new piece of glass that I had made, and I painted the, well, you can see it's dirty, but I painted the red line on there too. It goes in the center of that window right there. So I get that all together, I'll bring it back when we're ready to put it in the signal generator.